And for me, it just seemed like nothing but opportunity. So I booked my ticket like 5 days after I got laid off, and I booked my Airbnb, and I was set for November 23rd to arrive in Ghana.
Hold me, I ain't trying to go. Holding on tight like I'm holding rope. Got my grip while I'm on the flow. Can't let go and I won't let go. On me, yeah, we're on the road. Feeling that breeze, wind in my toes. Love unlocked, you done broke the code. Because of you, all I do is go.
Really had about a month. So what did that month look like for me? That month was crazy. That month was me saying, okay, I'm going to Africa. Let me tell everybody first. Let me tell my family. Let me tell my mom, my dad, my sister, my friends. And everybody was like, are you crazy? I mean, some people loved it. Some people were like, yes, we've been waiting for this from you. And then others, like my mom, I would say only my mom, was just like not for it. She was just like, why? You have everything here. Anything you want to do, you can do it here. What's the problem? The problem is that I'm here and I feel like I can do more elsewhere. And so explaining that to her was pretty difficult, but I just was like, hey, I got to do what I have to do for me. And so immediately I got into make it happen mode. So I got out of my rental contract, and I was able to get out of my rental contract because my previous company owned the building. So they let me out of my rental contract. I got out, and then I had to make a decision and say, do I want to take my dog, my puppy, Monaco, my baby, do I want to take my dog with me, or do I need to leave him with someone? I realized I needed to leave him because Ghana it's a lot going on here. It's a lot of movement. It's a lot of cars. It's a lot of this, the vibes. And I'm like, I'm not going to really be home enough, I feel like, for my dog. So let me leave him with family. But unfortunately, I didn't have any family that was willing to watch him for the amount of time that I plan to be here. I told them that I was buying a one-way ticket, that I had brought a one-way ticket. And I basically told them it was no guarantees on what date I would be back. And so no one seemed to have wanted that type of responsibility. And so then I just started thinking about it and saying, like, maybe it's best to just give them away. Because at this point, even me being gone away from my dog for months, I feel like it's not fair to my dog. You know, to be gone for months, and I'm his mom. You know, he was 7 months old. I'm like, maybe I just need to give him to like a better family that's stable and can really be there for him at this time while I'm trying to explore my opportunities. And that's what I did. And it was one of the hardest things that I had to do was give my dog, but to a great guy. And he was so excited to have my dog and to now take him on as his own and raise him. And so I will always love and remember Monaco. And he sends me pictures and videos and things like that. So I still get to see things here and there. But I think it was the right decision. I still love him. He was 7 months old. I had him for 5 months. And it was a great experience being a dog mom and getting to see him grow up and just having my Maltese Yorkie with me. But I also know that I am international Hannah, which means I stay on the go. I packed up my whole house and I said, I'm doing this. I made sure that I had everything I needed in 3 big luggages. And I said, I am going to Ghana. I went to Istanbul first for a few days, and then from Istanbul, I went to Ghana. And when I made it to Ghana on November 23rd, it was, how was it? It was okay. You know, it was Thanksgiving. I was feeling a little like sad because I'm like, eating chicken on Thanksgiving. while all my family is like having delicious Thanksgiving food. But I also said this could be, I also didn't mind because I knew that you have to have sacrifices in life. If you want anything in life, there needs to be some sacrifices. And so I just knew that this was a part of the sacrifice. And so I spent my Thanksgiving eating some honeysuckle wings in my room and going to sleep. Woke up the next day and said, I'm in Ghana, let's get it. I initially moved to an apartment called the Gallery Apartments, okay? So the Gallery Apartment is a serviced apartment. It's in East Legon. And although it's a nice, supposedly one of the nicer apartments that you can stay in, and when I say service, that means it has a swimming pool, a gym, it has a rooftop, it has a restaurant, so it's like a nice place to stay. But I did not like my room. Ooh, child. Let me take a drink to that. My room was terrible, okay? I had a room at the gallery, and it was a studio, and it was not well put together. They used old raggedy rugs, and curtains didn't match the rug, and rug didn't match the chair, and the this and the that. Just raggedy. You can tell there was no real upkeep about this place. It looked like nothing was updated from the day that they purchased that unit and put it on Airbnb. And the walls were dirty. I had to literally send him a message, and I was like, hey, my walls are filthy. I don't live with filthy walls. If you live in America or anywhere in the world, this could be anywhere, we not trying to have no dirty walls. I need my walls clean, white. Walls were dirty. Rug was dirty looking. The pots and pans were old and used and half broke. And the biggest thing for me is the mattress. Oh my goodness. This mattress was so hard, it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. And literally, I didn't even realize how hard it was. I had a friend come sit on the mattress and tell me, Hannah, how are you sleeping on this? And I was like, what? And he was like, do you see how hard this is? And I was like, I know. And he was like, no, like this is like really hard. Like it could break something. Like you could break your arm. I messaged my Airbnb host and I said, hey, I need these walls to be painted, right? I had already put in so many different requests. The walls painted request was in, and they honored it and said, okay, we're going to move you to another room and we'll paint your room. We're going to repaint it. We'll move you to another room. Okay. So they moved me to another room. And when I got to the room, I noticed that the bed in the next room was so soft. It was comfortable. It was soft. And I was like, no, wait a second. This is a studio room right across the hall, and it's more comfortable. I'm not leaving this room. I need to be in this room. And they messaged me back, and they were like, oh, no. I'm sorry. We don't own that room. That room, somebody is doing us a favor, and they let you stay in that room while we paint your room. But we cannot accommodate you in that room. And I said, well, I don't know what you're going to do because I'm not leaving this room. I'm not leaving this room because that bed is too hard, and I don't like that room. Everything about that room feels crummy. Everything about this room feels good. And they said, oh, no. We can't have you staying in that room. We're painting the room for you now. We're doing what you asked. I said, yeah, but it needs more than paint. It needs a new bed. It needs new pots and pans. It needs new curtains. It needs to be power washed because the room feels dusty. Everything about it was just a no. And they said, well, you're asking for a lot. And I said, you know what? I am. And so to resolve this situation, if you're willing to refund me for the rest of the duration of the days, we can both walk away from this. And they said, fine. Remind you I was booked from November 23rd until January 2nd in this room. And I don't even like the room. So that's another thing to be careful about. If you are going anywhere in the world, don't book a monthly stay, especially if it's an Airbnb, until you have spent at least 2 or 3 days in the unit. Spend 2 or 3 days, see if you like it. See if the bed is comfortable. See if you could see yourself being there for a month. See, that's what I did. I booked it, hadn't even been. Now I'm supposed to be staying in this unit for 45 days and I don't even like it? I was like, oh. And it was a non-refundable stay. I had already paid for it. How much did I pay? The total was around $1,900. So when I was in the other room, I was basically able to corner them. And I said, hey, if you want me, to leave this room, you got to refund me. And then we can both walk away. And they agreed. And so they gave me a refund. I think I got a refund for like $800. So I ended up spending $1,000 for those 2 weeks in that room that I didn't even like. And then I got about $800 back. And I was just like, let me go somewhere where I can find peace for a few days while I can make up my mind on what I'm going to do next. Because the Ghana real estate market is crazy. And that's another conversation.